Hello everyone! The only thing better than breathtaking and epic shots are those captured from stunning angles. Today, let's check out the best videos recorded by drones and more.
It appears the driver is still in the driver's door, unable to get out this time. The vehicle looks like it's not sinking. I repeat, it's not sinking, and the driver's head is above the water line, but they're trying to egress now.
By the time the car found itself in the water, the woman couldn't get out on her own anymore. Things were happening so fast that there was no time to wait for the police. Immediate action was necessary. Luckily, some concerned people were close by and saved the driver just moments before the car began to sink.
15-6, they look like they have one female out of the vehicle at this time.
10-4-15-16.
Seven 202 10-6 1041.
7202.
When people saw the size of the waves, they knew they had to record it. However, they clearly didn't realize just how big the tide was going to get. The accuracy of this missile is incredible. Can you believe that it can be guided straight to the target and never miss, even at that speed? And now, a video that keeps you on the edge of your seat until the very end. At least we have a happy ending here. Let's give a round of applause to this little tenacious guy. You'll never guess who was the first to see this footage.
closer, bring it in.
The sight of the humpback whales hunting in Alaska is both mesmerizing and majestic. "735 meters deep and 1.4 kilometers in diameter. This isn't a massive meteorite crater, but the legendary Mir diamond mine in Yakutia. For over 60 years, this site was one of the largest diamond deposits in the world. It's said that more than $17 billion worth of minerals were extracted from here. Due to flooding in 2017, mining operations came to a halt, but millions of carats are still waiting to be uncovered. Turns out that filming a volcanic eruption can be a dangerous job, even for a drone. Check out how both cameras are moving away from this guy. This mesmerizing dance is actually quite a natural behavior in animals. Deer use it to protect the vulnerable members of the group, placing them in the middle to shield them from predators. It's almost impossible to break through a wall like that. This isn't your average shipment of a standard part. This is a support ring for a nuclear plant that holds a Guinness World Record, all thanks to its massive diameter of over 15.6 meters. Just look at it. The ring takes up 4 lanes. The whole operation was so spectacular, they even showed it live on air. The drone was supposed to capture the successful rocket landing, but things didn't go as planned. The issue came down to minor errors in the landing height. As a result, the rocket failed to land vertically and exploded almost immediately upon touching the ground. Fortunately, it was just a test. Hopefully next time the calculations will be more accurate. Scientists have sent drones to capture footage of a volcano in Guatemala several times to monitor its activity. Once they got lucky, the drone operator was in the right place at the right time, and the result was some amazing footage. He managed to take fishing to a whole new level, all thanks to his powerful, high-tech drone. Now he can fish while hovering above the water, and no fish can escape him. Such beautiful places are mesmerizing from any angle, but the view from above takes the landscape to an entirely new level. The contrast is breathtaking, isn't it? And that's not even the end of it. The demolition crew will need to repeat this process along a 130-kilometer stretch. It may seem like the side of a small hill at first, but as the drone pulls away, the climber's courage becomes increasingly apparent. Rebuilding the derailed train will take several days, but fortunately, it was a cargo train and there were no casualties. This is how demining usually works. Just look at the shockwave. Drones can be used in the most unexpected ways. For instance, the guy who filmed this video decided to scare a bear away from his house by using one. It worked too. The poor bear was so frightened by the flying robot that it climbed up a tree in fear. Many accidents happen because cars don't manage to stop in time. That's why companies conduct numerous tests and continuously work on improving emergency braking systems. It looks creepy when you think a person is inside the machine, but it's just a robot being controlled from a safe distance. The ship is stuck in the ice, but there's a silver lining for the crew. When else will they have the chance to enjoy such breathtaking views for so long? They'll remember this swim for the rest of their lives, especially because they had the best company that day. Once the ship was found to be smuggling contraband, it was confiscated. 2 years later, US authorities repurposed it in a rather unexpected way, assigning it to an artificial reef project. The ship was submerged and has since become a thriving ecosystem for different fish species and a popular dive site. Due to a pipe burst in a city in Georgia, 2 large sinkholes appeared right in the middle of the road. One of them was so big that even a truck fell into it. The good news is that no one was hurt. The bad news is that the road was closed and locals were left without water for several days. It's a terrible situation, but at least no one was injured. The driver was clearly frustrated that this happened just when he was running late for work. Watching ships launch, especially the large ones, it always feels like they're going to tip over and sink. But no, it works every time. These incredibly beautiful shots from the ISS make you realize just how tiny we are in the vastness of the universe. A lot of people don't realize this, but there's an alternative to tree cutting. The wood is pulled out with a strong scrub chain. It's amazing how fast it works. There must be hundreds or even thousands of seagulls here. The worst place to eat outside. The farmer takes the concept of private property very seriously. As soon as he spotted a drone flying over his land, he didn't hesitate to take extreme measures and shoot it down. Even those who aren't interested in ships won't be able to look away from something like this. Seeing that enormous icebreaker power through the ice makes you feel like a kid who's never seen a ship before. It's almost unbelievable that people made something like this. Here's the hero who will save us from the machine uprising. After seeing such videos, you'd want to give a drone to everyone, so that no one ever has to tackle huge insect nests with their bare hands. For the people of Oman, this scene is completely normal. When camels choose to cross the road, all vehicles simply stop and let them pass. It's clear who has the right of way. Hello everyone! Today we're embarking on a journey to explore some of the planet's most spectacular cliffs and geological phenomena. We'll see the awe-inspiring Giant's Causeway, massive monoliths, and other breathtaking natural marvels, all shaped by volcanic forces, erosion, and tectonic shifts. Let's get it on. Meet Keurig Bolten, perhaps the world's most famous boulder. This massive rock fragment is wedged tightly in a mountain crevice at the summit of Mount Keurig in southern Norway. It measures 5 cubic meters, weighs around 15 tons, and sits an incredible 1,110 meters above sea level. But the most thrilling part? The abyss beneath it, a sheer drop of 984 meters. According to geologists, the boulder is made of gneiss, a tough metamorphic rock, and has been lodged between the cliffs for about 50,000 years, around the time when our ancestors first left Africa. The surface of Keurig Bolten is relatively flat, making it easy to walk on. However, there's usually a line to get onto the boulder for a photo, as it's a popular spot. There are no handrails or safety nets. Each visitor climbs at their own risk. Though guides advise against stepping onto the rock with another person, that guideline is often ignored. The Al Nasla Rock Formation, located in the desert near the town of Tabuk in Saudi Arabia, has become a major attraction, intriguing both visitors and geologists who come up with all sorts of theories. The cause of the fascination is obvious. This 10-meter tall sandstone rock is bizarrely split in half and rests neatly on small pedestals. The first European to describe this stone was the French explorer Charles Hubert during his 1883 expedition. He also discovered petroglyphs, depictions of animals and humans, estimated to be around 4,000 years old. This region has been inhabited since the Bronze Age, and its history is marked by the influence of many civilizations, including the ancient Egyptians. This only adds to the number of theories. For centuries, it was a key trade route connecting Damascus to Medina. Some argue that ancient people tried to carve 2 statues from the rock using traditional sawing methods, while others are convinced that only a laser could have made such a flawless cut. Could Al Nasla have split due to natural causes? Scientists believe there's a chance this could have happened as well. Cherry Lewis, a geologist at the University of Bristol, suggested that the Al Nasla phenomenon could be the result of water freezing and melting in a tiny crack. Over thousands or even millions of years, this process could split not just the rock, but an entire mountain. Deep in Wyoming's Belle Fourche River Valley, an extraordinary geological feature with a sinister name captures the attention of every traveler. The Devil's Tower, a towering monolith standing 265 meters tall, features a base nearly 1.5 kilometers wide. Made of resilient volcanic rocks such as porphyry and phonolite, its unusual shape leaves a lasting impression. About 50 million years ago, the Devil's Tower formed from a magma flow that rose from deep within the Earth and solidified into impressive hexagonal columns. The formation of these columns, known in science as Bernard cells, is an example of the remarkable self-organization that can occur in nature. The key to their formation lies in a specific temperature gradient, where the magma heats from below while the surface cools from above. In the distant past, the monolith wasn't towering above the Earth's surface, but lay buried in the layers of sandstone and alurite, soft sedimentary rocks. Over time, however, as weathering and erosion took their toll, the Devil's Tower gradually rose until it became the dominant feature of the landscape. In the cultures of Native American tribes, the tower has held great significance. For centuries, it served as a site for rituals. Wave Rock is a truly unique natural wonder, unlike anything else in the world. Located 350 kilometers east of Perth, the capital of Western Australia, this natural granite formation has a striking half-circle shape. It's massive, stretching over 110 meters long and towering more than 15 meters high. This rock's perfectly smooth structure and gentle curves make it look just like a frozen tsunami wave. This natural sculpture draws thousands of tourists and photography enthusiasts every year. Its layered vertical stripes shift colors with the light, from gray to reddish and yellow hues. This unique formation emerged due to geological processes that spanned millions of years. During the Cretaceous period, water seeped through the soil, eroding softer sections of the granite plate. Later, tectonic shifts created a distinct tilt and exposed the rock. From there, rain, river waters, and temperature changes sculpted it to perfection, creating the iconic concave shape. According to another theory from the indigenous people, the wave rock is actually a mark left by a giant rainbow serpent who once drank all the water on Earth. Trolltunga is a rock formation on Mount Skjegedal in Norway, perfectly positioned for breathtaking shots. Located 700 meters above the ground, it overlooks the stunning northern landscape and a beautiful lake. This geological feature is part of ancient bedrock formed during the last ice age, about 10,000 years ago. As glacial water froze in the cracks of the mountain, it broke off large jagged pieces, which were then carried away by the glacier. Over the past decade, Trolltunga has transformed from a natural phenomenon mostly visited by climbers and professional travelers into a national symbol. The number of people who hike the 27-kilometer trail to stand on the famous rock ledge has increased 100-fold. The hike is quite challenging, taking you over rough terrain and with a significant altitude gain. Also, the weather's often cold, with snow sometimes lingering on the mountain even in the summer. Balance is a familiar concept for the people of Zimbabwe. In this African country, there are remarkable rock formations everywhere. Imposing granite boulders balance atop each other. Matobo, where these formations are especially common, has been designated a national park and is part of UNESCO's World Heritage List. These balancing stones go back to ancient times. Around 3.5 billion years ago, this region was a hotspot of intense volcanic activity. Over time, these curious rock formations emerged from ancient lava lakes, weathered into their unique shapes. Beyond their geological history, the Matobo rocks carry a profound human legacy. From the early Stone Age up to the start of our era, they served as natural shelters and preserved a remarkable legacy of rock paintings. Even with all the advancements of mankind, nature is still the most brilliant architect and sculptor. Take a moment to admire the breathtaking Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, at the northern edge of the Antrim Plateau. This stunning natural monument, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, consists of approximately 40,000 interconnected basalt and andesite columns. Its geometry forms a kind of ramp that begins at the foot of the cliff and extends down into the Irish Sea. The columns stand out due to their perfect shape. Most are hexagonal, and some rise up to 12 meters tall. This structure is common in many igneous rocks, formed by horizontal pressure as massive lava flows cool on the Earth's surface. It's much like the way a thick layer of mud dries in a puddle. This is exactly what occurred on this plateau when an underwater volcano erupted here about 50 million years ago. Now, the Giant's Causeway is Northern Ireland's main attraction. Every year, tens of thousands of visitors come here to explore the tops of towering rock columns, enjoying the stunning coastal views, and experience the incredible energy that pulses from the searing depths of the Earth. This stone elephant seems more like the work of a surrealist artist, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. The Elephant Rock, a natural arch, is located at the eastern entrance of the Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Las Vegas. It's one of the best places in the world to witness the power of erosion as a shaping force of the landscape. The valley was formed about 150 million years ago due to the movement of sand dunes. The striking shapes of figures, arches and columns made from colorful sandstone, rich in iron compounds that now adorn the desert, demonstrate the enormous power of wind and sand in shaping the landscape. In addition to rock artifacts, the Valley of Fire is home to rare fossilized trees and archaeological sites, including petroglyphs from various periods. Tsingy de Bemaraha is a stunning nature reserve on the island of Madagascar, famous for its untouched landscapes. The best way to describe it is as a stone forest, and I'm sure you can understand why. This unique type of terrain, which can't be found anywhere else in the world, is known as Tsingy, consisting of limestone rock formations marked by countless vertical crevices. The jagged peaks and numerous sharp angles make the terrain nearly impassable for anyone without specialized gear. In areas where people are scarce, perfect conditions arise for wildlife, making the Tsingy de Bemaraha a true paradise for many rare species, including the largest lemurs, the Indri. The origin of the geological phenomenon of Tsingy remains a mystery. It's likely the result of intense weathering of karst formations, but how exactly this happened is hard to imagine. One theory suggests that in ancient times, volcanic activity triggered prolonged and acidic rains, which then reacted chemically with the rocks. Kummakivi, which translates from Finnish as strange stone, is a natural monument located in a forest in southeastern Finland. It's a true natural oddity, a boulder weighing around 500 tons and standing 5 meters tall, mysteriously balancing on a perfectly smooth cliff. It likely came to rest in this unusual position about 12,000 years ago, when a glacier retreated, and so far, nothing has disturbed its balance. The Antelope Canyon in Arizona is a photographer's paradise. The smooth red-orange curves of the rock, illuminated by gentle light, create a magical atmosphere and an unmatched texture for photographs. Both the upper and lower canyons share the same origin: massive natural cracks in the red sandstone formed over hundreds of thousands of years by the forces of water and wind. Occasionally, every few years, heavy rains cause flash floods that completely submerge the canyons, demonstrating erosion in action. During these events, it's extremely dangerous to be inside, which is why tours only take place when the weather forecast is favorable. The Upper Antelope Canyon, 200 meters long and 37 meters deep, is particularly popular among tourists, since it doesn't require any climbing. The Lower Canyon, however, attracts those who aren't afraid of challenges. The path is longer and narrower, and at some points, it's impossible to stand up straight. Additionally, visitors must climb several stairways along the way. Mount Roraima is part of the Guiana Shield in South America, located at the junction of three countries: Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana. This territorial spread is not surprising because Roraima is a tepui, a type of flat-topped mountain found in this region. The name Tepui comes from the Piman language, and it means home of the gods. These peaks stand like isolated giants, towering over the jungles and valleys with their sheer, inaccessible cliffs. Their unusual shape, quite different from regular mountains, is due to their origin as remnants of a vast plateau that stretch from the Atlantic Ocean to the basins of the Amazon and Orinoco rivers 200 million years ago. The plateau was formed from sandstone resting on a granite foundation back when South America and Africa were one continent. Over time, erosion wore away the softer rocks, giving rise to the majestic tabletop mountains that now rise high above the surrounding land. The relative height of Mount Roraima is 2,338 meters. Climbing such an unusual peak is no easy task. For many years, people could only guess what kind of life existed in this isolated region. The first successful ascent of Mount Roraima was made in 1884 by a British expedition led by Everard M. Thurn. Sometimes, nature breaks its own rules, covering the land in a brilliant array of colors. One spectacular example is Vinicunca, the Rainbow Mountain in the Peruvian Andes. Sitting at 5,200 meters above sea level, it lies among snowy summits and turquoise lakes, about 100 kilometers from Cusco. A vast number of rock layers, combined with the influence of climate and underground waters, have transformed the slopes of Vinicunca into a vibrant, rainbow-colored stratified formation. It's a truly breathtaking sight. And these are the Tabriz Mountains in Iran that cover an area of about 70 square kilometers. The diverse mineral content, full of precious ores, paints the rocky terrain in pastel shades of red, white, yellow, grey, and orange. In Tasman Bay, just off the coast of New Zealand, there's a charming rock formation called Split Apple Rock. The name couldn't be more fitting. As Maori legend has it, this impressive rock formation came about from a contest between gods to see whose hands were mightier. Scientists propose a different theory. They believe that a crack in this ancient 120 million year old boulder was slowly widened by rain and waves from the Tasman Sea. Now, the striking Split Apple Rock draws countless visitors, especially because at low tide you can wade right up to it for a close-up view. Silfra Fissure is a major tectonic fault in the Earth's crust, located in Thingvallavatn Lake within Thingvellir National Park in Iceland. It marks the boundary between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. The rift and the entire valley were formed through a series of tectonic shifts. The plates move apart by 2 centimeters every year, creating tension in the layers above and causing earthquakes. This leads to the formation of cracks, faults, and caves which get flooded by glacial waters. It's a truly unique natural site where you can witness geological processes on a global scale. Furthermore, the cool waters of Sulfra are ideal for diving, reaching a depth of 63 meters and offering outstanding visibility. Spread across 400 square kilometers in southeastern China's Yunnan province, the remarkable stone forest took shape over 270 million years. This area was once a shallow sea, and as the waters withdrew, erosion transformed the sandstone and limestone layers into an awe-inspiring karst landscape that is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In this natural park, you'll find towering rock columns up to 40 meters high, rugged cliffs, fascinating stalactites and stalagmites, underground rivers, and sprawling caves. With thick forests and a unique ecosystem, it's a place that could be studied for years. It's no surprise it became a popular destination as early as the Ming Dynasty in the 17th century. On the border between Europe and Asia in the Ural Mountains lies the Manpupuna Plateau, which translates from the Mansi language as Little Mountain of Idols. The sweeping panorama of this remote, untouched landscape stirs a sense of awe and mystical wonder. Set against an endless sky and deserted valleys, bizarre stone pillars rise up, truly resembling frozen giants. The geological landmark consists of one large isolated rock formation and 6 smaller pillars arranged in a row at the edge of a cliff. Can you believe it? These towering giants reach up to 40 meters. Scientifically speaking, these objects are known as remnants. They're isolated rock masses that resisted weathering, while the surrounding weaker rocks were worn away. The durability of the columns, made of sericite quartzite slates, can be traced back to a time when they formed as molten lava flows that rose from below and filled in the voids of the surrounding weaker rocks. Visiting Manpupuna is an incredible experience for travelers who want to connect with the untamed nature of this rugged region and feel the power of the stone pillars that have withstood the forces of nature for centuries. The marble caves of Patagonia are a breathtaking marvel of nature that can amaze anyone who lays eyes on them. Located on the shores of Lake General Carrera, which sits on the border between Chile and Argentina in the Patagonian Andes, but in reality, the true architect is the lake's turquoise waters. For 6,000 years, water has carved 3 stunning interiors from limestone and marble, which are now known as a cave, a cathedral, and a chapel. The only way to reach these majestic chambers is by taking a challenging boat ride across the lake. The best time to do this is on a sunny morning when the light streams into the flooded grottos, dancing and reflecting off the smooth, iridescent walls. It's hard to believe that these perfectly round stone spheres were created without human involvement. The Moeraki boulders were first discovered in 1850 on Koakohi Beach in the Otago region, located on the southeast coast of New Zealand's South Island. In an area no larger than 300 meters, hundreds of these spherical stones, ranging from 0.5 to 2.2 meters across, lie scattered along the shore. However, the Maori had known about these mysterious boulders long before, and believed that they were remnants of baskets that fell from a giant canoe. Scientists believe that there's nothing supernatural about the perfect shape of the Moeraki boulders. Such shapes are common in concretions, which are mineral aggregates that typically form and grow in porous sedimentary rocks like sand and clay. However, the Moeraki boulders formed 5 million years ago in argillite, a much stronger rock, which likely allowed them to grow to such large sizes. These concretions are made of mud, fine sand, and clay, all cemented together with calcite. Interestingly, they are of great interest to paleontologists, as they often contain fossilized remains of animals and plants. Today, Moeraki Boulders is a conservation area and one of the top natural attractions in New Zealand. If you're a fan of sweets, you'll find this geological phenomenon absolutely fascinating. No wonder the valley on the Philippine island of Bohol is called the Chocolate Hills. Covering 50 square kilometers, the area is dotted with countless hills that look remarkably alike and are smooth in texture. There are anywhere from 1,260 to 1,776 of them, with heights ranging from 30 to 120 meters. The hills are covered with lush green grass, which turns brown during the dry season, making them look like a scattered collection of tempting truffle candies. This unique and captivating landscape has long been a popular tourist destination and a symbol of Bohol province, appearing on its flag. In 1988, the Philippine government declared the Chocolate Hills a National Geological Monument. From a geological standpoint, the valley is marked by pronounced conical karst relief, created by rivers and streams that once ran through the limestone deposits above the sea level. Over time, the water withdrew, leaving behind this unusual landscape. For those who find this explanation too dull, there's a romantic local legend too. It says that the hills are the frozen tears of a giant who mourns the death of his beloved. Sometimes stones go beyond being just geological formations and become cultural symbols or even sacred objects. The Kyaiktiyo Pagoda in Myanmar is a prime example. A Buddhist structure over 5 meters high, it sits on top of a granite rock that teeters on a cliff's edge, its surface covered in gold leaves. According to legend, the mighty spirits place the stone atop the mountain, and its balance is maintained by a strand of Buddha's hair hidden within the pagoda. The positioning of the boulder seems to defy gravity itself. It's said that 2 people can easily rock the golden rock back and forth. Yet, as it remains unmoved, a steady stream of pilgrims continues to visit, covering the rock with countless gold leaf sheets. In the northwest of Ireland, south of Raphoe, lies a place where the stones hold the memory of ancient Celtic history. The Beltany Stone Circle, dating back to the Bronze Age, was built between 2100 and 700 BC. With a diameter of about 50 meters, it's made of up to 64 stones, each standing as tall as a person. According to historians, the original complex contained around 20 more stones, but over the centuries, local people took them for construction purposes. Today, the Beltany Circle is the focus of academic research and a pilgrimage site for those interested in the spiritual culture of past eras. At the center of the circle, atop a hill, stands a small mound, where archaeologists discovered cremated remains and a stone sculpture of a deity. The stones bear ancient symbols. Some are decorated with cup-shaped or circular carvings, while others feature designs resembling constellations. It's likely that the circle was a significant ceremonial site, tied to major astronomical events such as the summer and winter solstices, as well as the equinoxes. The Vestmannaeyjar Archipelago, located on the southern shores of Iceland, is made up of 14 islands with a total area of only 21 square kilometers. These islands were created by volcanic eruptions, and the volcanic activity continues, meaning the number of islands might grow in the future. The archipelago is famous for its black volcanic rocks with unusual shapes. However, among them, Elephant Rock stands out the most. It's located on Jaime, the largest and only inhabited island in the archipelago. A rock formation resembling an elephant drinking water was formed recently during the 1973 eruption of the Eldfell volcano. The basalt's color, in particular, makes it even more lifelike, resembling the color of a real elephant. Though only 50 years have passed since the eruption, the stone elephant has already become a cult landmark, surrounded by numerous myths and legends. The most original of these was created by Lovecraft fans, who managed to see the features of their beloved monster Cthulhu in this charming elephant. Bufador de Peñascola is a unique spot in Spain where a geological anomaly blends seamlessly with a historical landmark. Located by the Balearic Sea, this place is home to a castle built by the Knights Templar around the turn of the 13th and 14th centuries. The castle has a rich history tied to the Catholic Church, but today its fame comes not from that, but from the bufador, a Spanish term for a blowhole that creates strange sounds and showers tourists with water. This happens because a 64-meter-long sea cave opens into one of the castle's courtyards. When the sea starts to get rough, the sounds become increasingly eerie, and during a storm, a massive column of water can burst through an opening, shaking even the ancient stone walls of the castles with its force. For those who crave even more excitement, they can venture into the cave from the seaside and explore it, at least partially. Hello everyone! Discover incredible videos from around the globe showing breathtaking encounters with amazing creatures, shocking footage of natural disasters, and the extraordinary adventures of the world's bravest people. Let's get it on!
So I've always wanted to poke lava with a stick, and Iceland's so cool that they actually have a stick here that people have been using to poke it, including all of these people who are having a blast.
It's hard to resist the temptation to poke a stick into molten lava.
Here we go. Enjoy. Oh. Gooey, gooey, gooey.
With temperatures around 1,000 degrees Celsius, the wood ignites instantly.
That would be really cool. We're just helping.
Awesome.
You can discover breathtaking views not just on land, but high up in the clouds. Amazing free fall at an altitude of 1,800 meters.
What's going on here, he says?
big guy has totally nailed the idea of a group selfie. By the way, blue whales are true introverts. Unlike other species, they prefer to live solo and rarely gather in groups. In this video from a lab experiment at Aarhus University in Denmark, Oecophila ants showcase their unique skills. Also known as weaver ants, these insects thrive in tropical forests and are exceptionally adapted to life in the treetops. For example, they build nests from hundreds of live leaves, held together with silk produced by their larvae. And when they need to move from branch to branch or even to another tree, they grab onto each other with their jaws to form remarkable living bridges.
It's solid ice. Solid. Look at that. This is not a trick. This is solid ice. Esto no es un truco de cámara. Yo voy a tocar aquí el carro para que ustedes vean que.
Moments like these are what drive people to abandon everything and head for the tropics.
Sólido. Solid ice. Look at that.
Так, ну что, ребят, темнеет. Красота, самая красота началась.
Snow stands no chance. This snowplow mounted on a locomotive has been in service since 1927.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Bend your knees. How was it? Let me help you up.
I think it.
Yeah, you're alive. You did it. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Even tigers sometimes let people give them belly rubs, something most house cats would never tolerate.
Nice, huh?
Oh my god.
He's one of white, yeah.
Oh, the belly,
Here, hold on. Let's take a pose real quick. One more picture.
Завело!
How can sailors ever get used to storms like these?
Yeah, too much.
This unusual incident took place in the autumn of 2019 in Michigan. Unfortunately, 2 of them got tangled up and lost their balance, tumbling into a stream. The animals seemed doomed, but fortunately, hunters spotted them. One of the hunters used a telescoping saw to cut the antlers, freeing the deer. Tossing pebbles into a lake is a classic way to pass the time, but these guys took it up a notch. By the way, this is happening at Lake Deniz, a glacial lake in Turkey, located at an altitude of 3,384 meters above sea level. An incredibly impressive experiment with gyroscopes. It'll delight everyone, especially fans of Beyblade. A thrilling adventure for the bravest travelers. The glass walkway wraps around Tianmen Mountain at a height of 1,400 meters.
Frizura postojala.
Go for it.
It's not a pleasant feeling when the ground feels like it's slipping away beneath you. Much like in these peat bogs of the Burbage Valley in England. Perfect landing just in time for the start of the match. Nature never ceases to amaze us. Square or cross waves are a rare phenomenon that typically occurs when two currents collide, or due to an unusual wind pattern. Such seas look fantastic, but they're not safe for swimmers or sailors. Square waves are extremely unpredictable. an incredibly compact demolition of a chimney in Germany. Stunning images from NASA show how the solar panels of the ISS reflect the lights of cities on Earth. The floodgates have been closed for many years. Who doesn't love goofing around in front of the camera? This sea lion is no exception. The small archipelago of Vestmannaeyja lies off the southern coast of Iceland. It's famous for its striking black volcanic cliffs with unusual shapes, including a remarkable rock formation known as Elephant Rock. Flamingos are real daredevils, making their homes in areas that most animals steer clear of. Take, for example, Lake Nakuru in Africa, known for its extremely salty water. We're all a bit like that buddy when our neighbors kick off the barbecue season.
I wonder if these are chickens or turkeys. I can't really tell.
Check out this train operator's skills. At first, his actions may seem illogical, but it turns out he had a plan all along. During migration, herds of wildebeests cross the river in Kenya's Masai Mara Reserve, with numbers reaching up to 1.5 million animals. Just imagine that.
ये नीचे में तो कटा हुआ, नीचे में सब कटा हुआ,
Lightning is unpredictable. Even if there's a tower or a tall tree nearby, it can strike wherever it wants. After the blasting, a stone shower rains down from the sky in this area. Tough ride aboard the fishing schooner. Even if this story is pet-friendly, they clearly weren't prepared for that.
Poor little gator got frozen in the snow. Man.
Alligators are such resilient creatures that they can even survive being frozen.
R.I.P.
While diving to clean the pool, the diver found that his help was needed for more than just cleaning. One of the fish was struggling and could use a bit of friendly encouragement. This syndrome is called a false joint, usually resulting from a poorly healed fracture. However, it could be that this guy's simply from another world. This place in Estonia is known as the Well of the Three Witches. It looks quite eerie, even though its origin is man-made. Wells were drilled to prevent the area from becoming boggy. It's not just any eruption, it's an ash plume from Mexico's most dangerous volcano. That friend who laughs at all your jokes. muscle workout for the brain.
But there are few records of casual labourers.
The coordination and grace of this cat is truly impressive. What surprises me the most is that she does it on command. It's not typical behaviour for these independent creatures.
Gosh, do flip. But this one is particularly poignant.
Do flip.
Because under occupation, it says Jack is an invalid.
According to researchers at the University of British Columbia in Canada, Border Collies are the smartest dogs in the world. Besides their impressive analytical skills, they are incredibly energetic and resilient. One of these dogs can manage and herd a large flock of sheep all on its own.
Lay down! Lay down! Come on, lay down! Lay down!
Reynisfjara Beach in Iceland is undoubtedly the most gothic beach in the world. Its unusual sand colour comes from its volcanic origin. Besides the otherworldly landscape, the crashing waves here are quite unpredictable and can be dangerous during bad weather.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What an incredible sight! Dolphins swim through the water, glowing with bioluminescence.
خويا البراد هذا على صغره تعيط بالساعة ماري علاجه عندي علاجك عندي
Strange schools of fish often gather near the shore during migrations or following a tsunami. It might not be a perpetual motion machine, but it's still a brilliant invention. Unexpected losses hurt the most. It seems that human fashion has already made its way into the world of insects. A compelling reason to buy a new car. It turns out that fireworks are just as impressive during the day. It seems that the sponsor of the celebration is an Italian restaurant. It's hard to imagine how much effort went into creating this Autobot. Hello and welcome to Australia. Land of surfing, unique festivals, thrilling fishing adventures, and of course, this compilation offers even more experiences you can only find in this amazing country. Let's get it on. People thought it would be a great idea to feed a giant lizard, but they didn't consider that it might come looking for more and follow them into the house.
Jessica that day, it's come right up. Oh my god. Looks so cool. Look, there's air between.
A stunning sight on the east coast. With no factories or industrial facilities in the nearby small town, the foam is completely safe and free of chemicals. It's easy to understand why people drove for hours to see this foam-covered coastline with their own eyes. An amazing scene.
His pride and joy, because I don't know why you'd be driving a vehicle like that in floodwaters.
I wouldn't recommend doing that during the next flood, unless, of course, you're Australian. Those folks are used to riding the waves and surfing even in the most unpredictable conditions. They're not about to cancel their surfing plans just because of a little bad weather.
You know how quickly the water can rise. The best advice is to not do this. In fact, stay at home if you can.
Go! Stay at home. Right? So, you know, these people have been over 30 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, I'm sorry, you're too old, go away. What's Bob Catter going to do otherwise? You can't go back into the army, even though he's really good at it. That's what
I think only in Australia people take self-defense classes because of situations like these. There's a famous river crossing in one of Australia's national parks. What makes this unique road stand out is not only its location, but also the fact that it's used by various creatures, not just people. Too bad there aren't any pedestrian crossings or traffic lights for crocodiles yet.
can't see my arm move.
Wow.
Oh, it's nothing special. Just an average hailstorm in Australia with hailstones the size of tennis balls. It's scary to imagine the kind of damage that could do to vehicles. Surfing competitions are common, but only in Australia can you find contests where all the participants have 4 legs. The entire beach was packed with people who would come to watch the surfing dogs. Just look at how calmly and carefree they ride the waves. I'd even trust one of these pups to be my surfing coach. The guy was upset because he missed out on a big catch, but it wasn't just any ordinary fish. The shark not only escaped the hook, but also decided to put on a little show for the camera. I can't speak for this guy, but I'd be done with diving after that. Just imagine, people willingly swim in waters they know have sharks. Even an incident like this wouldn't stop a diving enthusiast from going for another swim. If you're curious, this is what happens when you drive at high speeds in the wilderness. The driver is fine, but now he's definitely going to stick to the speed limit, even where there isn't one.
Corbin, you stay in the car.
There are no special effects or speed-ups in this video, just footage from the Australian Superboat Championship. These little babies are more powerful than some cars. They can accelerate to 120 kilometers per hour in less than 2 seconds. Riding in one of these is an unforgettable experience. Just look at how awesome they are.
Andy Williams can't get used to losing you. Which dog? The Beatles, the English band, covered, didn't they? That's where it comes from. It runs through the song, so...
I'm gonna punch your head in. Look at my dog.
In Australia, there's an annual race with an unusual twist. The boats race on dry land. The vehicles used aren't ordinary boats either. They're custom creations built just for this event. Originally, the race was organised as a playful jab at the stiff formality of British river races. But Australians enjoyed it so much that it's now a beloved tradition that's been celebrated for decades. Speaking of amazing events, here's another one to check out. It's surprising that there are enough watermelon fans to create a whole festival for them. Most people come not only to indulge in the fruit, but also to slide on the watermelon peels. It actually looks like so much fun.
Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, if you once again focus your attention to our big screen so we can recognise one of our great sponsors. Hey! Hey, come on! We've got your company name on show.
Working from here.
Australia is the only place in the world where even crocodiles fear the police. For example, this guy made his way into a restricted water area, so the law enforcement had to apprehend him. No need to worry though, he'll be let go without a fine.
Take the car back. Out of the way.
Now you'll finally get the answer to the question that haunted you in childhood. Who would win in a fight between a crocodile and a shark? While sharks definitely outnumber crocodiles, just one bite from a crocodile is enough to make them think twice about fighting.
Oh, 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 that got us chomped.
Someone just going.
Oh.
Should we even say that Australia is not a place for arachnophobes? The couple arrived in Australia for their honeymoon and decided to capture a beautiful time-lapse of the sunrise. To their surprise, a friendly local dingo volunteered to be their cameraman. The video turned out even better than the couple expected. Imagine you're heading to work, and as you step outside, you find that your car is blocked by someone else's vehicle. It's a common scenario, but in Australia, there's an interesting twist. This woman literally couldn't make it to the office because of a giant seal. Just imagine her boss's face when she called to explain why she couldn't come to work. Good thing there's video evidence.
He got me!
A Sydney resident filmed this video in his own backyard. Yes, that's his personal pool. In the midst of a forest fire, a pilot doesn't have time for niceties and simply scoops water from the nearest swimming pool to douse the flames. Want to whip up a quick breakfast omelette? Then you should head to Australia. The locals have learned to find the silver lining, even in scorching temperatures of up to 50 degrees Celsius. Like saving on gas and electricity. Just remember to apply plenty of sunscreen before you start cooking, and get ready to sweat. In Australia, there aren't many railroads, so most transportation is done by truck. It's no surprise that this country's home to the longest truck in the world. This extraordinary vehicle has 110 wheels, allowing it to navigate rough terrain with ease. It can carry a whopping 250,000 tons of cargo at once. Perhaps it's the only giant centipede that Australians are truly happy to see.
Good morning. Wake up.
It's me!
Mold? Rust? Nope. Australians are dealing with a whole different set of problems in their houses.
Yo, loco. Está petado de rana. Qué mal rollo.
Did you really think this country used bulls for rodeos?
Skippy.
Whoa.
Skippy.
Walk away from me.
No.
Though kangaroos have some things in common with humans, each has its own distinct character. Take this fellow, for example. He's incredibly sociable and enjoys giving hugs to strangers, particularly if they have something to munch on.
Don't let him get there. Walk away. Keep walking, keep walking.
To have a serene kayaking experience in Australia, you must find your inner peace and not get startled when something like this happens.
We better let her know about that, eh?
Wow.
Wow.
Look at it.
Oh my god.
What kind of snake do you think it is?
Carpet snake, I think. I really don't know. Could be. Look at it. Eastern brown, they're one that like they're poisonous.
In Australia, even the Christmas tree lights are incredibly unique.
That was a Christmas tree. Yeah. I'm going to kiss it, if I can.
No.
I want to kiss it.
This is the kind of soccer that even non-fans will enjoy watching. Sure, there aren't any professionals here, but watching them play is endlessly entertaining. And with this kind of soccer, even if your favourite team loses, you're bound to walk away with plenty of good vibes.
Go, Nick!
Kick it in!
Yeah, it actually goes quite a lot over their heads, which is nice.
You doing right?
Thanks, darling!
Whoa! 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 He just bit my boat! He just bit my boat! I think it's time to leave.
No matter how much dust you've got piled up under the couch, it will never be scarier than what this homeowner found in his living room. Judging by his calm reaction, finding a cobra under the couch seems like just another part of a regular day for this guy.
Amazing.
As easy as that.
Yes. Brilliant. Well done.
Follow me, second bar.
On Kenny's Blue Lagoon.
On days off vibes. Holy hell!
Holy
Holy hell! Mate!
Get in here, fucker.
Looks like you're not the only one who enjoys fishing here, pal. It's lucky that this time you got to keep the catch, and that you didn't end up becoming one. The girl didn't know that the grapes came with a hungry opossum as a bonus. This Australian has come up with a unique way to launch a ball. By using his knowledge of physics, he allows water pressure to do all the work, sending the ball soaring into the air. The girl was surrounded by a group demanding she give them all her food as she sat in her car. In reality, it wasn't as terrifying as it sounds. In fact, it was rather funny and sweet.
Up here. Alright, I'm out. I'm out. I'm surrounded.
In Australia, everything tends to be bigger in scale, even the floods. A good example is that a whole field of crops was washed away, leaving no sign of it behind. Only in Australia do fishermen catch one of the rarest types of sharks for fun. One guy managed to reel in the predator with a regular fishing rod. Of course, they quickly released it back into the water. These guys are surely some of the coolest fishermen out there.
Let's see why that works. Oh shit. There he goes. It's getting in the van. It's getting in the van. No, it's in the van. It's in the van. It's in the van.
What did you do with that thing, jump on?
Look at it move around. Oh my god.
Just get a cup.
Just get a cup. That thing is freaky as, man. Time to... Jamie. Oh, and there it is, right there.
Someone from any other continent would consider abandoning the car, leaving the keys behind and walking away. The car belongs to the spiders now. Only Australians would laugh whilst watching these huge arachnids and waking up in their van next to them.
It will once you pull the thing away. Oh, yeah, it's moving. How are you going to get the lid on it?
I have no idea.
No, you've got to hit him. So try and knock him off. Leave it on him. Try and knock him off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's it. Now he's in. Now, yes. The lid is on. Got it.
I'm a spider goddess.
Meet Grandpa Crocodile. This guy's over 100 years old. Some people actually come just to see this old reptile. I bet if he could talk, he'd grumble during every visit. A question has the whole world curious. Why do Australians so often walk barefoot on the streets? They say that in this country the streets are so clean that people don't even bother wearing shoes, since they hardly step on any litter. But if I were them, I'd worry less about trash and more about stepping on a giant spider or a snake.
This is a tiny bit fucked. This is bad. This is very, very bad.
This is a reminder of why it's so important to be cautious when driving after heavy rain. A young woman thought the water level wasn't too high and decided to give it a go, but her car was quickly swept away to the middle of the flooded area. Not wanting to take any risks, she climbed onto the roof and waited for help. At least she had some food with her and was able to turn it into a bit of an impromptu picnic. Fishermen in Australia are unlike those in the rest of the world. One guy set out to fish thinking, why not catch a shark today?
I don't want to do it. Oh, shit. Oh, God. No, no.
Stop. Oh my God.
Dude, oh God. Oh God.
No. Mark, don't. Mark, throw food. It's making a mess in my food. Take the bag out. Take the bag out of the window. Look, this one has more food. Take it out of the window. Out of the window. Out of the window. Out. Oh, Penny. Should I Penny?
The sales reps in Australia look kinda weird.
This is why we do not move to Australia. This is why we stay in Canada. Canada is a better country, trust me.
If you're planning to stay in a hotel during your vacation in Australia, be prepared for some unexpected visitors. Leaving your door ajar might invite a stray cat or dog into your home, but in Australia, just an open window could mean a kangaroo shows up in your living room out of nowhere.
Hey, it's
exactly this and killed himself.
Just need to go.